Welcome to Module 17, PBIS for Paraprofessionals. This module will take approximately 1 hour to complete. Remember to refer to your anticipation guide throughout the module and answer the questions in each part before moving on to the next section. Paraprofessionals are critical to improving the important work of schools. We want to take a minute to thank you for your service, and we hope this module will be beneficial to all paraprofessionals working in PBIS schools. Module 17 contains 4 parts: overview of PBIS, PBIS Tier 1, PBIS Tiers 2 and 3, and a section at the end called PBIS for Paras. Part 1, PBIS Overview. Let's start by defining PBIS. So what is PBIS? To start, the letters PBIS are an acronym that stands for Positive Behavior Interventions and Supports. PBIS is a research-based framework developed to help schools build a more positive school culture. PBIS also provides a clear process for teaching students appropriate behaviors. The goal of PBIS since its creation is to successfully create an environment in which all students are successful. PBIS also allows all staff members within a school to be consistent about behavioral expectations. PBIS helps create a common language for teaching behaviors, which leads to less confusion for students about what the expectations within their school are. PBIS is a school-wide approach to behavior. That means PBIS is for all students and all staff members. PBIS is a system of expectations with incentives and consequences. This means that all students have the same set of expectations and they are given consequences when they do not follow the rules. PBIS is meant to be a positive behavior program, and it emphasizes the recognition of those appropriate behaviors. This means students are given acknowledgement for following the rules. It encourages the appropriate behaviors to continue. When students are engaging in inappropriate behaviors, PBIS is a clear system for students to be retaught or given consequences in relation to those behaviors. How is PBIS different from other behavior programs that have been present over the years in schools? To start, unlike other behavior programs, PBIS focuses on acknowledging students for appropriate behaviors. In PBIS, we spend less time focusing on inappropriate behaviors and more time encouraging appropriate behaviors. PBIS is a system for all students in all settings of the school. This means schools establish expectations for students throughout the school building, including the cafeteria, playground, and even while on the bus. After the expectations have been established, students are given direct instruction of the expected behaviors. That means teachers are actually teaching the rules. Teachers and staff members model the appropriate behavior, and students are given an opportunity to practice the expectations as well. Because there is a set of common rules throughout the building, routines and language become constant. All staff members are using these same expectations to guide students toward appropriate behavior. As a paraprofessional, it is essential for you to know what these expectations are so that you can speak this common language as well. In PBIS, problem behaviors are responded to with consistent consequences. Reteaching the expected behaviors is the most frequently occurring consequence, but schools decide on other appropriate consequences as well. PBIS and school climate. Many schools choose to adopt a PBIS program because it has been proven to enhance school climate. This means that the entire school is more positive and overall a better place to work and learn. PBIS boosts school climate by maximizing academic engagement and achievement. When students are behaving appropriately, there is more time for academics. When teachers do not constantly have to pause instruction to discipline students, there is more time to teach, more time to learn, and ultimately students get better grades. PBIS programs minimize rates of rule violating behaviors. This reduces the strain on administrators who are often tasked with dealing with misbehaving students, as well as the rest of the school staff who may be negatively affected by misbehavior as well. This includes paraprofessionals. Because PBIS is focused on appropriate behaviors, it encourages acts of respect and responsibility. We know that these are important concepts for students to learn, as they will need these skills for the rest of their lives when they enter the workforce in adulthood. PBIS can also help organize school functions to be more efficient, effective, and relevant. Students know what is expected of them during assemblies, field trips, and special events. This means everyone gets to enjoy the activities. Finally, PBIS has been proven to improve supports for students with disabilities and those at risk for educational failure. Students who are in trouble are less likely to quit school or fail to graduate. PBIS is what we call a three-tier system. You can see the three tiers in this model. We'll talk more specifically about each tier in the coming sections of this module. For now, it is important to understand that PBIS has a system for dealing with students who struggle with behavior. While all students are taught expectations and given acknowledgement for appropriate behaviors, PBIS also offers specific supports for students who struggle with behavior. As a paraprofessional, you may be dealing with students who are struggling with behavior. It is important to know that PBIS is implemented nationally. Throughout America, PBIS continues to grow in popularity. It is estimated that over 40,000 schools are currently using PBIS programs. Pennsylvania is one of the states who highly endorses PBIS programs for positive behavior. As such, PBIS is implemented widely throughout Schuylkill County. On this slide, you see a list of the current schools who are implementing. Other schools in the county may be using pieces of PBIS as well. Note that several school districts in our county use PBIS K-12, so PBIS is relevant for all grade levels from elementary to high school. Several of the schools in our county have also been recognized by the state for their specific PBIS implementation at Tier 1. Finally, why would schools choose to implement PBIS? We know now that it's popular nationally and in our state and in our county. So why are schools choosing this program above others? Well, there are many reasons. Perhaps the most important is because it works. Data collected throughout the country have indicated that inappropriate behaviors drastically decrease when schools use PBIS. This ends part 1. Please complete the questions in part 1 before moving on to part 2. Thank you.